Hey, you know the speed limit's 35 on here, right? The speed limit's 35 on here. What do you think you're doing? And you got your kid in the car too?
It's what? I'm sorry.
35 miles an hour, bitch.
I was going 40, sir.
That's over the speed limit, dummy.
You're going at least
35, dummy.
Well, I apologize.
Don't apologize. Follow the law.
Enforce the law. How
Follow the law.
And you have a child in the car and you're teaching him that you as an officer can break the law?
No, not at all.
Yes, you are.
Just
you
did.
just did. You just showed
And you
him
admitted
that.
it.
I didn't mean to.
Didn't
You
mean
didn't mean to?
Does that work in court?
How many people? How many
You
people?
In general, you're permitted to call out corrupt police officers when they are violating the law. In this instance, the officer was driving at 45 in a 35 speed zone, and to make it even worse, there was a child in the car. The couple recording the incident intervened to prevent this crooked officer from potentially causing an accident. This off-duty deputy from the York Pocwosin Sheriff's Office decided to pull up a retaliatory stunt following this incident, which was both sad and laughable. A few days later, officers arrived at the couple's home, issuing summons for charges that were as ridiculous as one can imagine. Here is a complete footage. See for yourself.
I'm giving him his stuff.
A date with destiny. Why ain't gotta be all up by the door? It's just like Hauser, man. Back up. Back up. God damn it. It's like you're gonna bust in here with your summonses. That's not funny.
I'm Lieutenant Ross. We spoke on the phone.
Yeah, we did.
All right. So I have 3 summonses.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to give you your copies of the summonses and
Excellent.
copies of the probable cause statement.
Excellent. I've been served by a lieutenant for some class 3 misdemeanors and a traffic infraction. I'm gonna be requesting your body cam video too, Corporal Blanks. Isn't it weird that class 3 misdemeanor and traffic infraction summons would pass through the hands of an internal affairs lieutenant? Isn't that weird? Sounds like intentional retaliation on the part of the Newport News Police Department working hand in hand with your Precosino. You guys don't like bad words and abusive language. It's like if I called you a fucking pig or something right now, all of a sudden you could go down there and whine to the judge about it. Would you do that? No?
Not me personally.
No? Well, it seems like a lot of people in your department would. But then again, Hauser's not here anymore, so you see how that worked out for him.
And he was in his official vehicle, so.
So now you got a York Precosino Sheriff deputy speeding off duty on Atkinson Boulevard with his child in the car, and I call him out on it, and he goes and takes out charges. Isn't that grand?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. No, you can't speak on other officers anyways. Don't worry, Hairston's seen the video. Go ask him about it. I'm sure that's what happened. You guys probably put the bug in his ear as soon as Kelly King, because she follows my YouTube channel. So Kelly King, I'm sure, saw it, and then she went ahead and let York Precosino know, you know, he's on good behavior. Go ahead and issue some summonses so we can get his ass locked up. Well, that ain't gonna happen.
Again, I don't know what transpired.
Yeah, I know. And they just drag you along anyway. It's just another gun, just in case. Just another case. A lieutenant delivering summonses. This is what we pay $80,000 or something a year for. Deliver paperwork. Plus
Right.
benefits.
The court date listed on here is for November 28th
Oh, dang.
at 8:30.
All right. Alrighty, November 28th. Look, they work quick when they want to get you to court. You know, if you're under prosecution by the chief, it could take as long as 4 years to get to court. But some little baby York Precosino sheriff runs his mouth about somebody calling him out for breaking the law, and immediately we can get a court date in like 3 weeks. Isn't that amazing? This is a probable cause statement, though, so I can't wait to see what
Excellent.
deputy said we did to him.
Excellent. And I'll start going down my chain of command to places that I can deal with him.
Hurting his feelings officially.
Yeah, there's a probable cause statement. They're fine. They're just standing there.
Well, she
Came all up on
yeah, she was all up on the door like Hauser, hiding around the
They think
corner.
They own everything. They think that they should be all up on your house. Right up at the door. Again, just like Hauser.
Hiding around the corner.
No humanity whatsoever.
Well, you know, Hauser says this is public property. Of course, like I said, Hauser's been fired, so I guess yeah, that worked out for him.
I'm just keeping
It's
you-
private property all the way up to the street,
You
but
please know. They charged him with something about sirens. that says explicitly is anything that's not the superintendent doesn't approve of.
OEM horn ain't going to pass that test.
All he'd like. So now he's saying that somehow I went out and bought a police siren or something.
All right. Here we got driving a motor vehicle on highways in the Commonwealth. Hold a handheld personal communication device. Oh, well, it was a camera, so it wasn't communication. So that one's gone. If I wasn't talking on the phone, then it ain't a communications device. Check.
Check.
Oh, here's our probable cause.
Excellent.
He was having a conversation with his 11-year-old
Who didn't have a seatbelt on.
who didn't have a seatbelt on.
That he was speeding with him in it. I'm sure there's an agency that would be concerned about that.
He overheard another vehicle frantically start to honk its horn. Frantically. I rolled down my window to see what was going on, to find out if the driver was honking at me to get my attention for a possible emergency. Yeah, you were speeding 45.
Oh, so he wasn't his official capacity.
No.
We're going to go back and forth. We're an official vehicle, but we're not official capacity.
He got busted speeding at 45 on a 35. You know, where Chief wants to step up that enforcement during Atkinson, right? Guess you guys weren't there on the 26th. What's this one? In the presence of another, curse or abuse John Tracy, or use violent abusive language to such person, concerning such person or any of this person's relations. Otherwise, use such language under circumstances reasonably calculated to provoke a breach of the peace. Well, if he's a cop, he ain't the public, so I can't breach the peace. Oh, out the window. I guess nobody's heard about the Supreme Court saying that you guys have to tolerate more abuse than the average citizen.
We tolerate our share.
Yeah, I know, you have to. You don't have any choice. Over and over and over again.
All right.
All right, and the final one.
Any questions about the summonses that I've been working with?
And what's this one? Horn, exhaust compression, or spark plug whistle or horn, except as may be authorized in this title. Any such type of warning device as the superintendent may require a permit. Oh, so my OEM horn is totally legal. Okay,
Totally
well,
legal.
that one's out.
So the deputy claimed to be having a conversation with his 11-year-old boy when he overheard a vehicle frantically honking its horn. He also mentioned something about the use of language contributing to a breach of peace. We have discussed about what constitutes a breach of peace over and over on this channel, and you all have watched the clip. There is no breach of peace evident. The deputy simply did not want to be called out for breaking the law. He even went ahead and brought up some points which are as ridiculous, like the type of horn the guy has on his car. Absolutely bizarre. Here's more video.
So, I'm sorry that you had to waste your time coming over here to bring a bunch of summonses that are just going to get dropped because nobody has a case, but I appreciate your time.
Any questions?
Oh, I have lots of questions, but you don't.
answer.
Yeah, you don't have time to answer my questions.
All right. Thank you,
So,
sir.
sir, anytime. Come back and see me whenever you'd like. Make up
I
some.
don't. It's
Make,
private property.
make up some more stuff. Tell Chief Drew I can't wait to take his retirement too when we get to appeals court. Little worm. Oh no, I use abusive language in the presence of another. Oh my God. He's using his words. We got a gun, but he's using words. Sent a lieutenant and a corporal to bring some paperwork. She ain't got her own car. She had to ride with the corporal. Take your fucking paperwork.
We recognized you.
Oh, is that what he says? Look, defective equipment. Your third tail light ain't working. Better get that fixed. Yeah, you better use your turn signal. You know we're watching. Oh, man. So anyways, today, as you'll hear on the phone calls that I'm going to post here in a minute, woke up this morning, another normal day. Excuse me, election day here in the grand nation of the United States. And somebody was running their mouth to Susie on her Facebook page and made some comment about some warrants or something. And Susan, for whatever reason, on a whim, decided to check the active warrants in Newport News this morning. And sure enough, there was 3 charges that have been levied against me that were taken out on the 4th of November, which is this past Friday. And one of them is using abusive language towards another. The other one is using a handheld communication device while driving. And the third one is using a siren or a horn inappropriately. And as you just saw in the summonses, which apparently I don't have to sign, so you can just give you the summons, you don't even have to sign them. Those are the charges, and I was told when I called warrant control earlier that they couldn't give out the name of the complainants over the phone. That was their policy. It wasn't a law, it was their policy. And I spoke to that lady's sergeant, and he told me the same thing, and he told me the call was terminated. I was told that if I had any questions about it, to call my buddy Jared Bear Harrison down there at Internal Affairs, which I did. And isn't it weird that a lieutenant in the Internal Affairs Division would see 3 summonses, one of them for a Class 3 misdemeanor, which is not even an arrestable offense. The other 2 don't even list punishments under the code. But isn't that weird that a lieutenant in the Internal Affairs of the Newport News Police Department would see some bullshit-ass summonses come through his hands? Oh, that's right, it's because it's me. But anyway, so now we have 3 summonses and a probable cause statement. Come to find out, it was York-Poquoson Sheriff's Deputy John Tracy, who we accosted on 10/26 of 2022 on Atkinson Boulevard here in Newport News, sometime around, I think it was around 8:30 at night. We were headed westbound on Atkinson. It's a 35-mile-an-hour road. It's a road that Chief Drew himself has stated that they really want to step up speed enforcement on there because it's 35 and it really should be 40 at minimum. But we caught him doing at least 45 miles an hour. He passed me on the right. When we pulled down to the bottom of the hill, I honked my horn at him and asked him why he was breaking the law. He admitted to doing 40 in a 35, which is already, that's going to be a problem when you go to court with dirty hands. You can't admit that you're breaking the law and then complain about somebody else breaking the law. But we know he was doing at least 45 by the way he came past us. And of course I called him a pig because that's exactly what he is. He's riding around off duty in a taxpayer-funded vehicle with his child in the car, breaking the law, and now because I hurt his feelings in front of his kid, now he's going to try and get me thrown in jail. Well, guess what, Deputy John Tracy? It's not going to work. We just went through your summonses and none of it applies. You see, you're a police officer and the Supreme Court has ruled numerous times. The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled numerous times that police officers are required, by the very nature of their employment, to tolerate more abuse than the average citizen. You can't complain about being the victim of abusive language. It just can't happen. And as far as holding a handheld communications device while driving, well, unfortunately, if I wasn't making a phone call and using it as a communications device, then it's just a camera. And it doesn't say anything about holding a camera while driving. And then the last part about sirens and horns, it says that if the horn that's being used is approved by the superintendent, which I'm going to assume that OEM horn in the Toyota Sequoia that is straight from the manufacturer is approved by the superintendent. So I guess that's just not going to fly. But it's not really about the charges that they're trying to levy. What they're trying to do is they are trying to use those charges to get me back in front of Judge Papil to try and get my good behavior revoked. Because they're going to do anything they can to put me in jail in the meantime, before we get to appellate court with Chief Drew. But it's just not going to work. So I've already called York-Poquoson Sheriff's Office to make a complaint about this John Tracy deputy guy. And I was told that Major Ron Montgomery, who we've spoken to before, he's the one that admitted that York-Poquoson Sheriff's Office violated my First Amendment by removing posts several years ago on their Facebook page, but wouldn't dare put it in writing. And he is now going to be the interim sheriff while Sheriff Fanny Pigs runs for Senate. He is apparently in charge of the internal affairs, professional standards of York-Poquoson Sheriff's Office, but he's not there right now. And clearly they don't have any, I don't know, a sergeant, a lieutenant, even a corporal, somebody that's not a major, to take a complaint about a York-Poquoson Sheriff's Office deputy today. So we will be following up with Ron Montgomery tomorrow and make that complaint. And we're going to deal with these paperwork today. And now that at least we know they won't be pulling us over and yanking us out of the car and serving me my Class 3 misdemeanor paperwork, at least we'll be able to work safely today. So that's the new news. Here we go. Scorpio rising, November starts, and so does the bullshit. So keep up, folks. Here we go.
It's crazy how cops can think they can just use their power to retaliate against you. Here's another idiot cop who's being kicked out of the house by the homeowner after jumping over the gate. Why are these people getting worse every single day? Let's watch this clown getting kicked out.
Get off my porch. Get off my porch. Get off my property now. Off my property now. Off my property now. I'm putting her back in the house. Get that mother off my property. You are violating my rights again. Come here, Rue. Rue, come here. Rue, come here. It's okay. Come here. Come on. Rue, no, don't stay back. Come on, Rue. Come on. off my property now. Get going, mother. Now. Got you on camera going over too. Get. Get. Go. Now. Get. Get. There are no noise ordinances in Henderson County. Off my property now. No.
No. I'll give you a citation.
Do it. It'll just add more fuel. Come on. Get the off my property. I'm not filming this piece. You almost killed me, him, and our dogs over these meth heads over here that committed offenses, and you didn't arrest them. Get the off my property. Get off my property. No ifs. You are trespassing. You are criminally trespassing. Get the off my property. I don't give a shit. That is not Trump, my Fourth Amendment or First Amendment. 14th.
Or he's in under body distress. Can you jump this fence? No, that's garbage.
Get off my property. Get the off my property. Get the off my property. 1, off my property. 2, off my property. 3, off my property. Go to that piece.
Get off the property.
Get off the property. Get off the property. Nobody's talking to you. Get off the property. Get off the property. Get off the property. Get off the property. You did earlier. Get the property. Get off the property.
You paid my goddamn gate too, motherfucker.
Go. Get. Go. Henderson County, this is my property. They don't even own that place. Go yourself, I don't care. Nobody's listening to you. Get the consensual counter closed. Get the away from my property. Get the away.
Don't come back across that goddamn fence, motherfucker.